Hello, fans, and welcome to This Day in Baseball, where we're going to bring you a full radio broadcast of today's game. And before we do that, I just want to thank Classic Baseball Radio, and there's a link in the notes where you can check out their full channel. They have many great radio broadcasts. And while you're listening to today's game, if you want to check out much more about the game and the players, look on the links below, and you're going to see links to player pages, the date the game happened, the year it happened, and the play-by-play. Enjoy the game, and check out the links while you're watching the game, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that every time new content comes out, you're going to get that firsthand. And thank you again for checking out This Day in Baseball, and enjoy the game.
The Gillette Cavalcade of Sports is on the air. Baseball fans, this is Bob Neal in Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, where we're set to bring you the sixth game of the World Series between the New York Yankees and the Brooklyn Dodgers. Broadcasting these World Series games is a part of Gillette's continuous cavalcade of sports, which during the year features such outstanding events as the Rose Bowl game, Blue-Gray game, Kentucky Derby, All-Star Baseball game, and the Fight of the Week every Friday night. It's another beautiful day here in Ebbets Field with the sun shining brightly. The temperature in the upper 60s, and the wind, which has been a factor in a couple of the games played so far, is again today going to be a factor because it's blowing out of the northwest, and the velocity, they tell us, will reach somewhere near 25 miles per hour at game time. The wind is blowing out towards right center field, and here in Ebbets Field, that right center field line is a very attractive thing for left-handed batters. The right field foul line, 297 feet. There's a 40-foot fence that goes up straight up, but that has been no deterrent to these great hitters so far. Down on the field now, the two starting pitchers are starting to loosen up. This is the sixth game of the World Series. That's the official title that they've given this game today, but there's much more than just the sixth game being discussed. The Dodgers and the Yankees, and everybody in baseball is still talking today about the once-in-a-lifetime performance of Don Larsen with his now world-famous no-hit, no-run, no-walk game. The first perfect game in World Series. Larsen has been besieged, certainly, not only by fans, but by newspaper people getting autographs this morning. When he came out of the Yankee dugout, he was really stormed under. There's, however, no special favor for the big right-hander. He's been busy running in the outfield this morning, getting all set, going through his regular chores, just as if this was just another day. Larsen has just about worn out the Western Union messengers who have been bringing him mountains of telegrams. So the Don Larsen story is just another chapter in the series of 1956. Today, the Dodgers are back home. They feel confident that with their backs to the wall, they can win today. To put it mildly, they must win today, or the series is over. The Yankees are leading 3-2. All the Dodger victories so far have come in Ebbets Field. All the Yankee victories have been, coming out of Yankee Stadium. Today is the birthday of Walter O'Malley. He's the president of the Dodgers, and Mr. O'Malley has instructed his manager, Walt Olson, that all he wants for his birthday is victory number 3 for the Dodgers. The story of past performances would favor Brooklyn. The Yankees have won only 1 out of 11 games played here in series competition. Ebbets Field being a rather tough park, apparently, for the Yankees to win. That victory came in 1953 when Johnny Padres lost to New York 11-7. Last year, the Yankees lost all 3 games in Ebbets Field. This year, they have lost the 2 games played here.
Number 12,
Rex Rickard, who is the official voice of the Dodgers here in Ebbets Field, is now tolling off the lineup for the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees. There has been considerable question about who actually would start for the Yankees. Casey Stengel had said last night that he would take a look at Johnny Cooks and Bob Turley when they warmed up and then would make his decision. However, about a half hour ago when we were talking to Mr. Stengel, he said that he felt that Turley was more deserving of the starting assignment because in his relief performances so far in the series, he had been superb. Turley has appeared in 2 games. He's worked a total of 1 in the 3rd inning. He has not given up a hit, and he has not walked anybody, which is rather a good indication for Mr. Turley. He has struck out 3. So Bob Turley, who, like Don Larsen, has modified his wind-up and delivery, he just stands out there on the mound and pushes that glove against his pitching hand and then uncorks the ball. Asking him before the game if he felt that it helps him some, he said it certainly does, because you have an opportunity to focus your viewpoint on the plate, and he feels that it somehow sets off the timing of the batter, because the batter does not have a time to swing and loosen up the bat while the pitch is in the motion. Well, now let's take a look at the lineup for the Yankees. First off, leading off and playing in right field for New York today is Hank Bauer. Hank has had 6 hits in 22 times in the series. He has struck out 4 times, has hit 1 home run, has 3 RBIs, and he's hitting .273. Joe Collins will bat second and play first base. Joe has 3 hits and 16 times at bat, 1 double, 2 runs batted in. He's walked twice and has struck out 3 times. He's batting .188. Mickey Mantle will bat third and play center field. Mickey has 5 hits and 17 times at bat, 3 home runs, 4 RBIs. He's walked 4 times. He's struck out twice. And his batting average is .294. Yogi Berra will bat fourth. Yogi has 5 hits and 18 times at bat, has 1 double, 1 home run, 6 RBIs, 2 base on balls, and he's struck out 1. And Yogi's batting .278. Enos Slaughter, the only man in the series who has not struck out, as far as the starting lineups are concerned, has still 7 hits and 17 times at bat, 1 home run, 3 walks, and 4 RBIs. And Enos is carrying into this game a .412 batting average. Billy Martin will bat sixth and play second base. Billy has 5 hits and 18 times at bat, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 1 base on balls, and 4 strikeouts. And by the way, Martin's home run, 1 of the 2 came in the first game. Gil McDougall will bat seventh, and he will play shortstop. He has 2 hits and 13 times at bat, 1 RBI, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Gil batting .154. Andy Carey would go to the mound, will be at third base, and he'll probably walk over to the mound a few times. Andy has 3 hits and 12 times at bat. He struck out 5 times. He is hitting .250, and certainly his superb play yesterday on a smash by Jackie Robinson was one of the reasons Bob Turley was able to go with the perfect game. Bob Turley will pitch the big, strong, or Don Larsen, I beg your pardon. And Bob Turley out there now, number 19, loosening up, getting all set, has had 2 official times at bat, and he's 0 for 2. So that's the lineup for the Yankees. And for the Brooklyn Dodgers, Jim Gilliam will lead off and play second base. Jim has 1 hit and 17 times at bat, 2 RBIs, 5 base on balls, has 2 strikeouts, and Jim's hitting .059. At shortstop and batting second for the Dodgers, Pee Wee Reese has 6 hits and 21 times at bat, 1 triple, 2 RBIs, 5 strikeouts, hitting .286. Batting third and in center field for the Dodgers, the Duke, Snyder, hitting .235. 4 hits and 17 times at bat, 1 double, 1 home run, 3 walks, 4 RBIs, and 7 strikeouts. Jackie Robinson will bat fourth, and he will play third base. Jackie has 5 hits and 17 times at bat, 1 double, 1 home run, 1 RBI, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Gil Hodges, carrying a .412 batting average into today's game with 7 hits and 17 times at bat, is but 1 RBI away from tying Lou Gehrig's mark. However, Lou set that in 4 games. So Hodges will be at first base. Sandy Alamos, who has 1 hit and 13 times at bat, will be in left field. Sandy has 1 run batted in, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He's batting .077. Carl Furlow, the strong man, will be in right field for the Dodgers. Has 5 for 18, .278 batting average, 2 doubles, 1 run batted in, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. And Roy Campanella with 4 for 15 will do the catching, .267 average. Clem Labine will do the pitching today for Brooklyn. Clem has never started a series game. He has relieved 8 times in series competition, 3 and 53, 4 and 55, 1 and 56. He worked 2 innings in the third game, you may recall, and he worked well. He has a 1-victory, 2-loss record in the series. He lost twice at Yankee Stadium in 53, and he won the 4th game at Ebbets Field 55, 8-5. His record on the season was 10-6. He started only 3 games. He appeared in 62 games, which shows his great value to the Dodgers. He gave up only 111 hits in 115 and 2/3 innings, and only 43 earned runs for a remarkable earned run average of 3.34. Clem was born in Lincoln, Rhode Island, August 6, 1926, 6 foot, 185-pounder. He broke an index finger on his pitching hand about a year ago, or perhaps more. And the finger, the extreme outer joint did not heal correctly, and it toes in a little. Clem explains that helps the ball have a little more spin than perhaps would normally come from a hand that was not broken. I don't suggest that little leaguers go around and break their index fingers, but that's what happened to Clem Labine. So the fans have jammed in here. Clem Labine has finished his warm-ups, and ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Still throwing down in the left of the infield, getting all set. Born September 19th, 1930 at Troy, Illinois. He's 6'2", a 205-pounder. Used to be a blazing fastballer. Now with his modified delivery, he tries to get the ball over. This will be Bob Turley's second appearance. He's made 2 relief appearances in this series, striking out 3 of the 4 men he faced. He lost his only start in World Series competition of Padres in the 3rd game of 1955. So Bullet Bob Turley goes for the New York Yankees. Clem Labine goes for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And the Dodgers, with their backs to the wall, must win today to continue the fight for the World Series championship of 1956. Clem Labine walking out to the mound. The umpires today, Hank Storr behind the plate. Dusty Bodgers at first. Larry Knapp will be at second, and Babe Pinelli will be at third base. Tom Gorm of the National League along the right field foul line, and Ed Runge of the American League along the left field foul line. And as we pointed out earlier, a strong breeze blowing out in the direction of right and right center field. The left field foul line here in Ebbets Field, 348 feet. Left center is 351. Straightaway center is 393. And in right center, it's 376, and it falls away quickly to 318, with the right field foul line being only 297 feet away, with a high 40-foot fence out there to act as a catch-all. So Hank Bauer, who will lead off for the New York Yankees, steps into the right-hand batter's box. Clem Labine, who was the ace fireman for the Dodgers in their drive to the pennant, starts a big ball game for the Dodgers, and ready to start in the first 4.5 innings. My associates on this great World Series, Bob Wolf.
Thank you, Bob Neal. Hank Bauer, batting .273, playing right field, steps in to lead off against Clem Labine, who are all set for the first pitch of this game. Here's the windup, and Labine's first one is high and inside for ball 1. Roy Campanella doing the receiving. A beautiful afternoon, sunny, clear, blue skies, and that breeze blowing aft toward right. Bauer waits. Here comes the next pitch. It's swung on. There's a foul going off to the side, out of play. And the count is now 1-1 to Hank Bauer, who has 1 home run so far in the series, .273 average. On the mound, the fellow throws a great sinker ball pitch. Clem Labine, who has made 1 earlier appearance in the series. He did a 2-inning relief stint following up for Roger Craig in the 3rd game at Yankee Stadium. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. A curve is low. And the count now is 2 balls and a strike. Clem worked the 7th and 8th innings in his earlier appearance, coming in trailing 4-3. Yankees got an unearned run off Clem in the 8th, one behind Whitey Ford 5-3. 2 balls, strike 1. The pitch, swung on. There's a high foul going deep to right. And it lands up against the fence outside the right field line and bounces back into the crowd. So it's now 2-2 to Hank Bauer with Joe Collins and Mickey Mantle coming up following him. In his prior appearance against New York, Clem gave up a run-scoring double to Yogi Berra, walked 1, stand 2 in his 2 innings. He delivers. There's a ball going out to short center field. Snyder's racing in for it. Can't get it. It drops in there for a base hit in the short center. And Bauer is on with a single. Hank Bauer leading off with a single in the short center. Jim Gilliam, the second baseman, also was going out. Reese started out. And Snyder making the run in. Could not get to it. Collins steps in with Bauer on first base and nobody out. And Collins, batting 188, has 2 runs batted in. Left-handed batter with a crouch to the plate. Here's the pitch. A curve is low, and the count is ball 1 to Joe Collins. Bauer on first. This is the top of the first inning. Another capacity crowd here in Brooklyn. And that breeze blowing out toward right. Labine, right-hander, gets the sign. Stretch a pause and look toward first. Here's the pitch. And there's the ground ball going out to Gilliam. Over to Reese, gets 1. The first, double play. Gilliam, to Reese to Hodges. 2 away. 2 out from the top of the first. That brings Mickey Mantle to the plate. Hitting .294 with 3 homers and 4 runs batted in the series. Mickey has been the power guy of the series. His 3 homers are tops for both clubs, as are his 14 total bases. And they're using the Mantle shift with Reese, Gilliam, and Hodges on the right side of the infield. The pitch comes from low for a ball. Robinson is the sole protector of the left side, and Jackie is stationed midway between second and third. Reese, Gilliam, and Hodges form the barricade on the right side between first and second. The next pitch breaks too close and goes right by Campanella for ball 2. 2 away, the top of the first inning. Mickey Mantle, the plate. All of Mickey's homers have been hit from the left-handed side. He's up there batting left-handed against Clem Labine. He hit a homer off Sal Magley in the first game, off Ed Roebuck in the 4th, and his third off Magley in the 5th. The pitch is a curve low, and the count goes to ball 3, the Mantle. Playing deep in right. Snyder's moved over to right center. Ambrose so far away from the line and left. There's the ground ball going to Gilliam. The throw to Hodges for the out. Gilliam didn't have to move for that one. Right to him. So in the top of the first inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. And after the middle of the first inning, New York nothing, Brooklyn nothing. This is the first time since 1952 that the series has ended up in the National League Park, and it was the same 2 ball clubs then. You find this in the summary of every World Series in the handy Best Pocket edition of the official encyclopedia of baseball. That's yours absolutely free with purchase of a Gillette Super Speed Razor at the regular price. Here's the cream of the big, comprehensive $5.95 standard authority, condensed to 320 pages. It contains the lifetime records, nicknames, birth dates of major league players, diagrams of seating plans and playing areas of every big league park, all-time leaders in runs, hits, and pitching, records of every World Series player, all-star game results, and much, much more. In season or out, here's a book you'll refer to again and again. Remember, you get it free with the purchase of the Gillette Super Speed Razor, Gillette Blue Blade dispenser and towel case for just $1. Regular price of a razor set alone. Facing Bob Shirley, Jim Gilliam leads off. On followed by Reese and Snyder in this home first. Gilliam is batting .059, but he leads both clubs in drawing walks with 5. Batting left. Curley, right-hander on the mound. And we're all set for this home first to get underway. No score here at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. Curley takes a big, deep sigh. And now he's all set as he delivers. And a swing on this. It's strike 1. As the ball game gets underway with Curley pitching, a rather unusual sight. And that is down in the Yankee bullpen. At the same time that Curley is on the mound pitching, Johnny Cook is warming up. There's a high hopper over the pitcher's head. It's taken by Martin. He throws to first for the out. Beautiful play. Billy Martin came in front of the bag at second base, lost his balance as he went lunging forward for the ball, and just as he was plunging to the ground, he whipped the ball to first base to get Gilliam on a tremendous fielding play. Pee-wee Reese is hitting .286. Here's the pitch, and it's high for ball 1 to Reese, to be fouled by Snyder. There's a foul back over our heads, and the count now is 1-1 to number 1, Pee-wee Reese, and there's 1 out. Beautiful play by Billy Martin, retired Jim Gilliam. And we've certainly seen some tremendous defensive plays in the series. As a matter of fact, this series has had everything. Defensive plays, tremendous pitching, and certainly outstanding hitting. There's a foul right off to the right. Going just above the Dodger dugout and back into the stands. And it's now 2 strikes from the ball to Reese as Yogi Berra rubs up a new ball and throws it out to the mound to Bob Curley. Curley, 26 years old. Born in Troy, Illinois, lives in Baltimore. He's 6'2", 210 pounds. Known for that great speed and a good curveball, which he has developed along with it. 2 strikes in the ball. The pitch comes in high. On the count now is 2-2 to Reese. Curley was the American League strikeout king with the Orioles back in 1954 with 185. He finally relinquished the title to Herb Score in 1955. And Curley's pitch is swung and a miss. And Reese is out. It's very interesting to note that Curley, like Don Larsen, has an abbreviated windup. Doesn't hoist the arms high above his head. And you may also recall, like Don Larsen, that they both came to the Yankees in the same deal. Came from Baltimore in an 18-player deal back on November of 1954. Here's the Duke, Duke Snyder, with 2 away in the home first. The pitch, swung and a miss. And that time Snyder really took a cut at the ball. He was going whole hog. It's strike 1. Snyder is 1 homer and 4 RBIs. He takes that big cut at the ball. Pitch is high, and the count is 1-1. The Duke has struck out more times than any other player in either club, 7. He's taken the third strike 3 times, swung at the third one 4 times, but is a very dangerous hitter at all times. He looks to the curve as it drops low, and it's 2 balls, strike 1. Here's a fellow with an explosive bat at the plate. He can really powder that apple. So he's up there now. Big left-handed batter with ball 2 and strike 1. And 2 away in this home first. A ground out and a strikeout. The pitch is fouled back, out of play. Count count now is 2-2 to Duke Snyder. We're in the home first, and there's no score in the ball game. Yogi Berra rubbing up a new ball before sending it out to the mound. Hank Soar is calling balls and strikes this afternoon. Now, 2-2 to Snyder. Mantle is playing very deep and over toward right center. Here's the pitch. And there goes the line drive to left. Porter comes in, can't get it. Takes it in the house. A base hit for Snyder. A solid liner out to left field, slightly toward left center, where Porter was playing him. And Jackie Robinson, batting in the number 4 spot, comes up now with Snyder on first and 2 away. Robinson has a .294 average and 1 homer. Jackie, right-handed batter, stands deep in the batter's box. Here's Curley's pitch, and it's over the outside corner for a called strike. Each side has had 1 hit in this game. In the top of the inning, Bauer had a base hit, 20 yards. And here in this home first, Snyder is on first base with a hit. 2 away. Robinson waits. Strike 1 the count. And the pitch is inside. The count now 1-1 to Jackie Robinson, batting in the number 4 spot for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Bob Curley has pitched good ball against the Dodgers in prior appearances. Curley delivers, and there's a foul back out of play. Here's the fan made a good grab of that one, judging by the applause up above. 2 strikes, ball 1 to Robinson. Stretch in the pause by the right-hander. And the pitch. There goes a line drive right to McDougal. He didn't have to move. A well-tagged ball. So Robinson is out to retire the side with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. The score at the end of the first inning. Yanks nothing, Dodgers nothing.
It's a piggyback, Jack. You got Gillette paper mate built in refill.
Old Paper Mate has a new pen
There's none to compare.
with the
Piggyback,
refill
you've always a spare.
with 2 points.
2 ink supply.
If you're student, policeman, or clerk, you can be sure with a Paper Mate.
You'll always finish your work.
No more aggravation.
You won't tear out your hair.
See the demonstration of the piggyback spare.
Paper makes $1.95. It's the most
It's the end.
darn man alive.
Buy a Paper Mate.
You'll say it's French when you write with the paper mate pen. It's a piggyback, Jack. You got Gillette paper mate built in refill.
Thank you, Mr. Chapter number 8.
Yogi Berra leads off in the second against Clem Labine. Yogi comes up with a .278 average. He has 1 homer and 6 RBIs in the series, including that grand slammer in the second game here. Left-handed batter steps in to face the right-hander on the mound. Labine ready, delivers, and it's wide for a ball. Berra, Slaughter, and Martin. Cooks, who was warming up in the first inning, has gone back to sit down in the bullpen. Here's the pitch. And there goes a long fly ball to deep right. Cirillo turns, watches the ball as it hops back off the screen, plays it there, throws to second, and Berra's held away single. Really knows how to play. The long screen behind him. So Berra is held to a single. Cirillo just automatically turned around the moment that ball was hit to look for the rebound. Now was there waiting. Enos Slaughter is hitting .412 with a homer and 4 runs batted in. The Yankee leadoff men in the first and the second have both come through as base hits. The pitch to Slaughter is over for a called strike from Labine. Jackie Robinson has come in just on the edge of the infield grass. Here's the pitch, and it's taken low. 1-1. When Perillo first came up, Billy Herman used to spend hours just hitting fungos off the wall and screen out there with Carl Fieldicum. He really has developed into a great art. The pitch to Slaughter is fouled back. 2 strikes, ball 1. Enos is a great batting eye. And the old pro has the distinction of being the only regular on both clubs to have escaped being struck out. He leads both clubs in scoring runs with 6. Waiting up there with 2 strikes and a ball. He sends a hopper over the pitcher's head. Gilliam comes in, fields it in front of second, makes a backhand flip to Pee Wee Reese for the force out on Yogi Berra. Slaughter is on first. And here's Billy Martin. Gilliam cut in front of second to make that play, backhanded to Reese to get Berra. Took some quick fielding. There was no chance for the throw to first after Reese had grabbed the ball. Martin is hitting .278. Slaughter on first, 1 out. There's a foul going off to the right, out of play for strike 1. Billy has 2 homers and 3 RBIs. There's that number 1 in his uniform. Great clutch hitter. Has already demonstrated here in the series. Slaughter, a fast man, is on first. Outfield slightly around toward left. The pitch is wide. Campanella was moving outside the dish that time as it appeared that Slaughter might be breaking. 1-1. Slaughter leads off first and draws a throw. That last one that Labine threw up to the plate may have been there in the form of a pitch out. At any rate, it broke a little further away from the plate than it appears the pitcher had anticipated. Campanella made a good save. Here it comes over for a called strike. And it's 2 strikes and ball 1 to Billy Martin. The Labine keeps the ball low. He has a good sinker pitch, good curveball, and good speed. Slaughter on first base. Takes the lead. 2 strikes and a ball. Here it comes. And Martin sends a routine fly ball into short right center. Snyder makes the catch. So here in the top of the second, there's 2 outs.
Number 12, Gil McDougall.
On first base is Enos Slaughter, and Gil McDougall, playing shortstop, hitting .154, steps in to face Labine. There are many who say that Clem is just about topped in his relief appearances. He's not used very often as a starter. The pitch is a curve for a called strike. Good pitch by Labine as he brought that one over at the knees in the outside corner. Strike 1 the count. A throw to first base, and Slaughter gets back to the bag. McDougall steps outside the batter's box. Now Gil is back in. Outfield is back deep for him. Slaughter again leads off first. Here it comes, and there's a foul going off to the left and going into the New York Yankee dugout. 2 strikes to Gil McDougall. Little plate dusting by Hank Soar. During the regular season, Labine posted a 10-6 record. Clem started 3 times and completed 1. believe, 59 times. 2 strikes to count. Slaughter leads off first. Here's the pitch, and it comes in low. 2 strikes and a ball. Ball 1 to Gil McDougall with Slaughter on first base and 2 away in the top of the second. There's no score in the ball game. There have been 2 hits so far for New York and 1 for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Here comes the pitch and a swing and miss as Gil McDougall goes down swinging and a breaking pitch on the outside corner. So the side is retired in the top of the second inning here with the total showing no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. And the score at the middle of the second, the Yanks nothing, Brooklyn nothing. You hear a lot about the Yankee reserve strength, and a large part of it is having fellows like Bill Skowron available for use when needed. Bill said a mouthful in an interview at Yankee Stadium. We recorded it, and here's the punchline.
For my money, there's only one way to get a decent shave. That's with a Gillette blade and a Gillette razor.
And when Bill says Gillette razor, he means it's Gillette Super Speed. Today there are 3. The light, regular, and heavy. One's exactly right for you. Scientifically designed with the right blade edge exposure, edge angle, and weight to match your skin and beard exactly. What shaves you get. Quick, clean, they never miss. And they're so easy to come by. Twist the handle, hook on a new blade, twist again, and you're ready to shave. $1 buys the Gillette Super Speed Razor, Gillette Blue Blade Dispenser travel case, and as a World Series special, you get the fact-filled baseball encyclopedia attached free. The home second, Gil Hodges, Sandy Amos, Carl Perillo, the first 3 men slated to step up against Bob Curley. And Curley now is going on his own as there is no further bullpen activity. Big hand for Hodges, batting .412, who has a homer and 8 runs batted in. He leads both clubs in runs batted in with 8, and that's only 1 short of Lou Gehrig's record total of 9 in the 1928 series. Bob Turley on the mound. Looks in, gets the sign from Yogi Berra. No score. We're in the home second. And the pitch is fouled back. Turley takes no extensive windup of any sort. He gets the sign, comes up with the arms just barely above the belt. Chest high on some occasions, and then fires the ball in. So the Brooklyn Dodgers are seeing 2 very comparable styles on 2 successive days. Here's the pitch, and it's low. 1-1. Hodges at the plate. He's tied for the series leadership in 3 offensive departments beside RBIs. Right-handed batter waiting. Here it comes. And the pitch is high, almost sailing over Berra's net for 2 balls and strike 1. And the home second, no score in the game. Gill's .412 batting average tied him with Enos Slaughter of the Yankees starting out today. And his 7 hits also tied him with Slaughter for number 1 spot in that department. Hodges a power hitter, and Slaughter's playing just a few feet from the fence. There's a pitch high. 3 balls, strike 1. Curley's fastballs, last 2, have really made Yogi Berra stretch. So it's 3 balls and a strike to Hodges, leading off in the home second. Curley, during the course of his pitching career in the majors, has changed his style many, many times. There's ball 4, also high on a fastball. Hodges moves to first base, and Sandy Amos, batting .077. Playing left field, comes up. Sandy Amos steps in, Hodges on first. And the pitch high for a ball. Amos. In and waiting. with the count ball one. Hodges on first. There's nobody out. Stretch in the pause by Shirley. And the pitch. There's a ground ball taken by the first baseman Collins. He throws to McDougald for one. Back to the pitcher covering at first. Too late. Shirley moved over there quickly. About Ambrose beat the relay. Here's Carl Furillo batting .278. That play at second went from Collins to McDougald. And Ambrose, leading the relay to first, crossed first safely as Hodges was forced to second. Furillo batting .278 steps up with one out and one on. No score in the home second. And Shirley working as Cooks warms up in the Yankee bullpen. The pitch is low for a ball. Carl is tied with Gil Hodges for series leadership in doubles, each is 2. You may recall that one of Furillo's doubles wound up as an out at third with the Yankees pulling off a brilliant relay. That was in the third game of the series with Hank Bauer firing to Martin, who relayed the ball to Carey. Ball one to Furillo. Ambrose takes the lead. Stretch in the pause by Shirley. And the pitch is swung on a miss. It's a 1-1 count to Big Carl. Speaking of two-baggers, Carl had 30 doubles and 31 homers during the regular season, but not a single triple. Stretch in the pause by Shirley. And the pitch misses the outside corner. And the count goes to 2 balls and a strike to Furillo with Campanella on deck. Shirley steps back off the mound. Shirley has gone through successive periods of being a slow pitcher on the mound and then a rapid pitcher. And today he's working at sort of medium speed as far as time between pitches go. Here he comes, and there's a high foul off to the right. Counts 2-2. Shirley, who has had control problems in the past, first thought, along with the coaches, that it would be a better system if he worked at a slower gait between pitches, sort of studying the situation, getting set. But the Yankee Board of Strategy then found that if he worked at a faster clip, he would be even more effective. The 2-2 pitch is missed as Furillo goes down swinging. Last one came in just at the knees. So, Roy Campanella, hitting .267, batting 8, doing the catching, is stepping in. And here in this home second, Ambrose is on first base with 2 away, no score. For Campanella, I say that Mickey Mantle has moved slightly toward right center field. And Florida's playing very deep and slightly toward left center. Here comes the pitch, and it hits the outside corner for a called strike. Florida was moving back slightly that time. It's strike 1 from Bob Shirley. Ambrose on first with 2 away. Sandy now leads off base. Cappy waits. Here it comes. And there's a foul going back out of play. And the count now to Campanella, strike 2. Thus far in the ball game, 2 hits for the New York Yankees and 1 for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Snyder getting the lone single for the Dodgers. And for the Yankees, Bauer has singled and Berra has singled. Shirley rubbing up a new ball. Shirley has made 2 brief relief appearances in the series with excellent performances. They're conceding Cappy both foul lines in the defensive setup. He moves back from a curve and falls to the ground. Count 2 strikes and a ball. Bob Shirley, relieved in the 8th inning of the opening game. Next day, came in also in relief. 2 strikes and a ball. And the next pitch drives Campanella back from the plate. And the count goes 2-2 with 2 outs and a man on first. Prior to his appearance today, Turley had faced 4 batters in the series and retired them all, 3 by strikeout. He also made 2 appearances in the 1955 series, losing 1 game. 2-2. Stretch in the pause by Turley. And the pitch is missed by Campanella. He goes on a strikeout. That's 2 in a row to end the home second. 3 strikeouts altogether. And the total show, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left to score. After 2 innings of play, Yanks nothing, Dodgers nothing.
Look sharp, feel sharp, be sharp and listen, mister. How you fit for play? You better check. Make sure you have enough. Cause a worn out blade makes saving mighty tough. How are you fit for play? Gillette.
The 3rd inning. No score in the ball game. And the first man up for New York is Andy Carey, batting .250. Among other highlights of the series, Carey took Hodges' low liner in the 8th inning yesterday, just inches off the ground. The umpires signified that the ball had been caught cleanly, but Andy, taking no chances, still got the ball over to first. He's batting 8th and playing 3rd base. Thus far, the 2 inning totals, no runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Yanks, and no runs, 1 hit, and no errors for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Andy Carey steps in to face Clem Labine. The pitch on the way is over for a called strike 1. Carey went up slightly on the bat that time, and Jackie Robinson came in just a few feet from 3rd. They're playing Andy just slightly around toward left. Labine, a right-hander, delivers and misses the outside corner. And the count now is 1-1 to Carey. Andy stands very deep in the batter's box. Very slightly choked up on the bat. Count 1-1. The next pitch is swung on. There's a fly ball going to right center field. Carrillo is going back. He's under it and has it. Carl took that one out there over 370 feet from the plate. But had ample opportunity to get out and under it in right center field.
Number 19,
Bob Turley steps in with 1 out and nobody on in the top of the 3rd. No score in the ball game. And we're being treated to another great pitching duel in these early innings. Labine and Turley, both men working and looking very sharp. A curveball moves Turley back. It's ball 1. Labine throws that sinker. Fastball sinks 2. The curve drops down. It's a tough ball to hit. And there's one fired down the middle, and the count is strike 1 and ball 1. Turley taking the last pitch. Labine goes to the rosin bag. Here's the windup. Right-hander delivers, and he's over the outside corner for a called strike 2. 2 strikes, ball 1 to Turley. They're playing Bob to hit a bit late, playing him toward right. He swings and dribbles one back to the pitcher, and Labine throws to first base for the out. Clement to come in toward the first base line as Turley topped that ball. And he's out number 2. Labine to Hodges. That brings up Hank Bauer, who has one of the 2 Yankee hits. He singled to center. Steps in with 2 outs. Swings and misses. Strike 1. Strike one, the count to Hank Bauer. The pitch is fouled back for strike two. Two strikes to count. This is Labine's first start in a World Series game. He's relieved 8 times in series competition. Two strikes to Bauer with 2 away and nobody on base. No score, third inning. Right-hander delivers, and he's inside and high. Labine established a Brooklyn club record in 1956 by pitching in 62 games, 15 unreleased, 3 starts. Now it's set. 2 outs. The pitch is lined to center field for a base hit for Bauer. Coming in the field, the ball is Snyder, and Bauer has the second hit. A sharp liner to center field. Putting a man on first with 2 away and bringing up Collins. Joe Collins in the first inning grabbing into a double play. And there's a hard hit ball, which is knocked down by Pee Wee Reese. It dribbles a few feet away, and it's a base hit for Collins as Bauer moves in a second. That hard hit ball went right through the middle by Labine. Pee Wee made a dive for the ball behind second, knocked it down, but there was no play made on it. As Collins is on first and Bauer on second, a great bit of defensive work. Mickey Mantle comes up with 2 on and 2 out. Sends a high hopper to Gil Hodges, who goes to the bag and wrangles out. On the top of the third, no runs. 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. And the score at the middle of the third. Yanks nothing, Brooklyn nothing. Bob, do you know how many players there are in the 2 squads out here today? Why, sure, Bob. There are 52. Well, that was the leading question. I wanted to point up the fact there are about that many instant lather shaving creams on the market. That's how popular they are. In fact, the Gillette folks tell me more men use instant lathers than any other kind of shaving cream. And fans, the fastest growing one of all is Foamy, made by Gillette. And it's a new star in the field. Like all bomb-type lathers, Foamy is a cinch to use. Press the nozzle and you've got it. Rich, creamy, beard-softening lather. And Foamy contains an important extra you find in no other instant lather. That's K34, a special antiseptic which destroys harmful bacteria on your face. If you're an instant lather man, or if you want to see how quick and convenient those bomb-type creams can be, Foamy's for you. 79 cents gets you a can, enough to last you all of 3 months. Just ask for Foamy, Gillette Foamy, at a nearby store. Clem Labine leads off in the home third. And there's no score in the ballgame. There have been 4 hits so far for the Yankees, 1 for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Labine steps in. In 8 2/3 innings of series pitching, including last year, Shirley has fanned 13 Dodgers, and the first pitch to Labine is a called strike one. He has 3 strikeouts today. Here's the next pitch, and it's inside and high. Now, 1-1. Mantle is playing the short right center for Labine. Leaving a big hole in left center field. He swings and misses for 2 strikes in the ball. The Dodgers have won 5 consecutive series games from the Yankees here at Ebbets Field. They're mighty tough in their home ballpark. A swing and a miss, and Clem Labine Labine is the third strikeout in a row by Shirley. Following 2 strikeouts in the home second. He's the first here of the third, the home third, and he's Shirley's 4th strikeout of the ball game. Here's Gilliam, who went out on a fine play by Martin in the first inning. Gilliam steps in. 1 out, none on. Shirley looks in, gets the sign. Right-handed pitch is sent high in the air to left field. Enos Slaughter, glasses on, waiting. He can't see it. It's right in front of him. Gilliam goes in a second. He's thrown out. The ball whipped in to second base, and Billy Martin made the tag as Gilliam slides the 2. Enos Slaughter puts on the glasses, but he lost the ball in the sun. He came in, the ball dropped about 5 or 6 feet in front of him. He picked it up and threw to second to Billy Martin in time to get Gilliam, who thought that he could leg it out for 2 bases. Gilliam gets credit for a single and was thrown out as Martin made the tag. 2 outs and Reese at the plate. He dropped one to Collins for the out. Reese striking away from an inside pitch, appeared to accidentally hit the ball. He lofted it to the first baseman Collins, who reached up and hauled it in for the out. And there we've seen 2 unusual plays here in this home third, and the side is retired. So in the third, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. And the score, after 3 innings of play, the Yanks nothing, Brooklyn nothing. Seeing some great pitching this afternoon, and what great pitching we saw yesterday. What a thrill, Don Larsen's magnificent performance. There's one that will never be forgotten. Just tremendous. You know, Larsen broke into the majors with the St. Louis Browns back in 1953 and played the outfield as well as pitch. He was traded to the Yankees in 1955, posted a 9-1 2-loss record. Don was born in Michigan City, Indiana, 27 years ago. You can put your finger right on facts like these in a jiffy with the new condensed edition of the official Encyclopedia of Baseball. This handy 320-page digest of a big, comprehensive standard authority in the game is yours absolutely free with purchase of the Gillette Super Speed Razor at the regular price. Better pick up your copy tonight. In the 4th inning, Yogi Berra leads off for New York. He's fouled by Enos Slaughter. Berra sends a ground ball out to Gilliam, who makes the throw over to Hodges, and Yogi's out. So Berra has 1 for 2 today. Here's Enos Slaughter, who turned adversity into good fortune. He lost the ball out there in the sun. It's all right in front of him. But he got it over to second in time to get Gilliam trying to make 2 bases on the play. Slaughter is 0 for 1 at the plate this afternoon. Here's the pitch. And there goes a high fly ball to deep center field. Snyder's going back, and he has it. About a foot or so from the center path in deep center. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. As Billy Martin, who flied out to center in the second, comes up now with nobody aboard. So Martin is up there. And the first pitch breaks from the outside corner for a called strike to Billy Martin. Billy steps out to get some dirt. Strike 1 to Billy Martin, 2 outs. Here's Labine's next pitch, and he keeps it low, too low. This time it's ball 1, 1-1. Yankees with 4 hits, all of them singles. And And the Brooklyn Dodgers have 2 hits. They also have been singles. No score. We're in the top of the 4th. Labine against Curley. Martin swings as a line drive going to right field. It's in fair territory. Hits up against the wall. Fielded by Ferrello, and Martin holds at first base after making the turn. Ball fired the ball into second to Pee Wee Reese. And Martin is content with a single, which popped off the wall and right, off the fence there. Ferrello's great defensive work as elbows Yankee runners from trying for an extra base. Here's McDougald, who struck out on the second, stepping in with a man on first and 2 away. The Yankees have hit safely in each of these first 4 innings, with a total of 5 hits altogether to 2 for the Brooklyn Dodgers. No score. This game is featuring some great defense and certainly some standout pitching. McDougald at the plate. And the pitch comes in low for a ball. McDougald looks out for the mound. Now Labine set. Stretch in the pause. The pitch is over for a called strike. A breaking pitch just above the maze in the inside corner. And the count now to McDougald is 1-1 as he steps out. Looks down to Frankie Crissetti at third, coaching there for the moment. Now he's back in. Outfield slightly around toward left. Martin leads off first base. Count 1-1, 2 away. There goes Martin, and the ball is fouled at the plate. Billy had a big jump that time. He was off and running. And it's now 2 strikes and a ball to McDougald. Robinson, Reese, Gilliam, and Hodges in the Dodger infield. Campanella behind the plate. Ramos, Snyder, and Ferrello out there in the outfield. A beautiful afternoon for baseball, and no score in the ball game. Now Labine set once again. 2 strikes, ball 1 the count. Here comes the pitch. And there goes a high fly ball to deep left field. Ambrose is back. He's standing in the cinder path, waiting, and has it. He takes it just about a foot or so from the cinder path. So McDougald with a high fly out. Sandy was back there waiting and pulled it in. In the 4th inning then, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And the score at the middle of the 4th. Yanks nothing, Brooklyn nothing. Curley pitching to Snyder, Robinson, and Hodges. You know, Curley has a good fastball and a good curve and a good changeup. He's mighty tough for these Brooklyn Dodgers to hit. I'd like to see how Early Wynn's great knuckler would work against the Dodgers. It's not the best in the business, but then Early looks good at about everything he does. And he sure looks good when he leaves the park. Well-groomed, clean shaved. He uses a Gillette Super Speed razor. Have you looked over the 3, light, regular, and heavy? One is scientifically designed for your combination of skin and beard. Those shaves you get. Fast, refreshing, and clean. That's guaranteed. The light Gillette Super Speed razor with minimum blade edge exposure is for men with tender skin and most younger men. The regular is for average skin and beard. The heavy with greater blade edge exposure and special edge angle is for men who like the heft and feel of a heavier razor. $1 buys the Gillette Super Speed razor of your choice with Gillette Blue Blade dispenser and trim sample case. And while they last, you get the compact official baseball encyclopedia free. No score in the ball game. Duke Snyder, who singled to left center in the first inning, leads off against Bob Curley. The Duke steps in. On the outfield goes deep. Curley gets the sign for Berra. Here's the pitch, and it's blown inside for ball 1. Snyder followed by Robinson and Hodges. Hodges with 2 hits. Snyder is one of the 2, and Gilliam is the other. Here's the next one. A curve is missed, and it's 1-1 to Snyder. Shirley's been bringing that glove up just about belt high as he starts his delivery. Whipping the ball in from there. Very similar to the Larsen style we saw just the other day. Here's the next pitch. And there's a ball chopped foul outside the third baseline, which on the seat looked like Snyder was trying to check his swing that time. It's 2 strikes and ball 1 to the Duke. Curley rubbing up a new ball. Steps back off the mound. This is Curley's second series start. Pitched an inning and a third back last year. It was here at Brooklyn. He lost that game 8-3. His record this past season, 8 wins and 4 losses. Gets a new ball. Now little rosin. And now he's all set once again to look in toward the plate where Snyder is waiting with a 2-strike ball 1 count. Leading off the home fourth. Here comes the pitch. And a swing on it. Snyder is out. This Curley is notching up the strikeouts. That's 5 so far. And it brings up Robinson, who lined one to Gil McDougald in the first inning. 1 out. And nobody on. Mantle is now moving over slightly toward left center, and he's playing deep for Robinson. With Slaughter back. Got sun beating down and deep left. There's a pitch low for a ball. Ball 1 to Jackie Robinson. Andy Carey has moved over close to the line behind third, and McDougald has pulled over a bit more in the hole. And now Robinson steps out. Gets a better grip on that bat. Now he's back in. Ball 1 the count. Here's the pitch, and it's low. As soon as Robinson was set there, Turley quickly unleashed that one. Bond, once he gets set in pitching position, doesn't fool around. He just drills them in there. He takes a few seconds time between pitches. It's ball 2 now to Jackie Robinson. Here's the next one. And ball 3, it's high and inside. We're in the home fourth of a scoreless ball game. Ball 3 the count to Robinson. So far, Turley has walked 1 man. That was Hodges. Back in the second. So there's the second walk as the pitch comes in high and inside. And Robinson is on the way to first base with 1 out. There's 1 on. And here's Hodges, who also has walked, coming up here in this fourth. At the moment, there's no activity in the Yankee bullpen. Billy Martin is coming to speak to Turley at the mound. Now the second baseman goes back to his position. Hodges, a power hitter, is at the plate. Gil adjusts his protective cap there for the moment before looking out for the mound. Outfield is far back for Gil. Robinson leads off first base. Big lead. Draws a look. Here's the pitch. Swung on. There's a fly ball going to short right. Bauer is in waiting. And he has it. So Hodges is out number 2. Robinson staying at first. There's no score. Robinson on first. 2 outs. The batter Ambrose. He's 0 for 1. He swings and misses for strike 1. Outfield around toward right. Bauer is playing just a foot or so from the cinder path in deep right. Just to the side of the scoreboard. Ball is moved to left center. Robinson, big size lead at first base. Here comes the pitch, and it's wide. Count is 1-1 to Ambrose. Always worrisome for a pitcher when a fellow like Robinson gets on those bases. 2 away. Shirley steps back off the mound for the moment. Now what's going to get the sign? Stretch and a pause. A look toward first. Robinson edges up a bit. Here comes the pitch. It's popped up. Waiting for the ball, shielding his eyes is Andy Carey, and he makes the catch. Side retired in his home fourth with no runs, no hits, no errors, and a 1 left. And the score at the end of 4 innings, New York nothing, Brooklyn nothing.
Look, shot. Steal shot. Lead shot. The only way to get a decent save is Gillette. Save Gillette.
The 5th inning of a scoreless ball game. Andy Carey, the first man coming up for the New York Yankees, is flying out to right field. There's 1 appearance to the plate. The totals after 4, no runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Yankees. And for the Dodgers, there are no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Clem Labine on the mound, opposing Bob Shirley this afternoon, as the Yankees try to win the championship by taking this one, and the Brooklyn Dodgers try to even up matters and bring about another big game on the morrow. Carey leading off, and Labine all set to work. And he steps in fairly close to the plate, deep in the batter's box. Labine rubs up the ball, and now the right-hander is set. Gets the sign from Campanella. Starts the windup and delivers. There's a fly ball going to right center field. Perillo is under it and has it. Carl finally hauled it in the fairly deep right center, just a foot or so from the cinder path off to the left of the big scoreboard as you look out. As we told you, there's a breeze, a fairly stiff one now, blowing out toward right. And that ball had fairly good carry on it, although Perillo was watching it all the way. He was back there and waiting. So Carey is out. And there's 1 out on the top of the 5th. The pitcher, Bob Turley, who is 0 for 1. He grounded out, steps in. Here's Labine's pitch, and it's low for a ball. Once again, the outfield defense for Turley finds Perillo moved in a bit and close to the line. Snyder over right center. The pitch misses the outside corner, and it's ball 2 to Turley. Labine goes back to the rosin bag. It's a 0-0 ball game. In this, the top of the 5th inning. 1 out. Labine starts the windup, delivers, and it's down the middle for a called strike 1. 2 balls, strike 1 to Turley. Labine goes to the rosin bag. Guys ready. The Yankees haven't won a series game in the Brooklyn Park since Jim McDonald beat Johnny Padres 11-7 back in 1953. The pitch is popped up. Joe Hodges comes in near the mound to the right of it, takes it, and Turley is out number 2. 2 outs in the top of the 5th, and Hank Bauer, who was 2 singles to center field, steps in now with the bases empty, and still no score in the game. Yanks nothing, the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing. Bauer leads the Yankees in hits with 8. And the first pitch is low for a ball. Both these teams are just packed with players who seem to respond to pressure. One of the many great assets they have as athletes. Ball 1 to Bauer. There goes a fly ball to left field. Ambrose is coming in and makes the catch. That wasn't hit too solid. It was a rather spinning fly ball going out there, and Ambrose had to come in to make the grab for the out. So on the 5th, there are no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And the score at the middle of the 5th inning, Yanks nothing, Brooklyn nothing. Bauer's 2 hits today give him 8 in the series and a .320 average. He'll have to go some, though, to reach his manager's series average. In 12 games, Casey hit .393. You find a record of every series player, along with World Series summary, in the pocket-sized edition of the official encyclopedia of baseball. And it's free with the purchase of a Gillette Super Speed razor at the regular price. Here's the cream of the big $5.95 standard authority. Major League player roster, nicknames, birth dates, lifetime records, how they bat and throw, all-star game results, Hall of Fame section, plus baseball war like Johnny Vandermeer's 2 no-hitters, how Ladies' Day and night baseball started. You get this compact digest free with the Gillette Super Speed razor that's matched to your face for shaving luxury. Razor, Gillette Blue Blade dispenser, travel case, and baseball encyclopedia. The whole works. Cost just $1. Regular price of the razor alone. And now it's my pleasure to bring you the mic for the second half of the game, a man who is known for his top-notch reporting, Bob Neal.
Thank you very much, Bob Wolf. Hello, everybody. The last half of the 5th inning, the Brooklyn Dodgers send Carl Fuller against big Bob Turley. Fuller so far has struck out in his one appearance. He had 5 hits out of 18 times at bat in the series so far, which now gives him 5 out of 19. He steps out, waiting for Bob Turley to get up there. Turley with that modified windup, and the pitch comes to him, and he tries to duck away, and he lines a foul off the facing of the box seat back to first base. Strike 1. Joe Collins goes over to retrieve that ball. The Yankees have no runs. They have picked up 5 hits, and they have committed no errors. The Brooklyn Dodgers, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. The outfield for the Yankees has Mickey Mantle a few steps over in right center. Deep in right is Hank Bauer, with Slaughter over in the sun field in left. Gary's backed up along the foul line. Also, a right-hand batter bends at the waist, and the pitch comes, and he checks his swing, and a fastball pops over the outside corner, strike 2. So it's 2 strikes to Carl Fuller. He looks down for a little consolation to Billy Herman coaching at third, Jake Fiddler coaching at first. Bob Turley looks into Yogi Berra, and the wind blowing strongly out towards right field. Here's the 2-strike delivery, a big curve that misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now as Carl Fuller steps in there. Roy Campanella on deck, shouting encouragement along with the bat boy at the brow. And Walter O'Malley, who's celebrating his birthday, sitting down there trying to cheer his team on to victory. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Comes to Fuller. It's close inside. Ball 2. Carl ducked out of the way of that one. Stayed right up there the last second. And Yogi Berra practically dug it out of his ear. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Dodgers with their backs to the wall trying to fight back. The Yankees leading 3-2 in the World Series in 1956. And it's back home for the Dodgers in Ebbets Field. Turley's ready. 2-2 delivery. Swung on and foul tip hung on to by Yogi Berra, strike 3. So Ferrello becomes strikeout victim number 6 for Bob Turley. And that's the second time that Ferrello has gone down by a strikeout. So it brings up Roy Campanella, who in the second inning became the final out with the 3rd strikeout recorded by Turley. Campy's had 4 hits and 15 times at bat in the series, 4 for 16 now with 1 double, 3 runs batted in. He's walked 3 times, and he has struck out 5 times. Pitch comes to him. Swings, misses. Strike 1. Turley firing that fastball and keeping it close and inside. And Roy Campanella taking a big swing and not quite getting it. The outfield straight away. Left side of the infield backed up with Andy Carey about 3 steps off the foul line. The pitch comes to Campanella. Big soft curve outside for a ball. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike on the scoreboard with 1 out. Mickey Mantle straight away in center field. Slaughter deep in left. And around in right is Hank Bauer. Turley looks. And the kick and the pitch comes. A fastball swung on and missed for strike 2. So Bob Turley does not look like the Bob Turley that many of the American League clubs saw during the season of 1956, in that he has walked only 2 men. His control has been great. So it's 1-2 in the 1-2 delivery. Campanella swings and he misses for strikeout number 7 for Turley. So Curley's got the Dodgers going for the long ball, and he has struck out 7 of them. And I presume with this only the last half of the 5th inning, Mr. Curley's got plenty of time to be thinking about Carl Erskine's strikeout record, which is in the Encyclopedia of Baseball, 14 in one game. The batter now is the pitcher, Clem Labine. Clem is a pretty fine hitter. Wears number 41 and steps in there. He struck out in the 3rd inning. He was strikeout number 4 in Curley's string of 7. Fastball, strike 1 call. Kept it just above the belt on the outside corner. Mickey Mantle is fairly shallow and a few steps over in right center field. Bauer is around in right. The pitch comes. Fastball, swung on a miss, strike 2. So Bob Curley, standing in there, has struck out the first 2 men to face him here in the 5th inning. He's got 2 strikes on Clem Labine. So he's ready, and the 2-strike pitch is swung on, and it's strike 3. So Bob Curley gets strikeout number 8. And in the 5th inning, the Brooklyn Dodgers go down in 1-2-3 order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And at the end of 5 full innings of play, the score is New York Yankees nothing and the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing.
In the top of the 6th inning, for the Yankees, it will be Joe Collins going against Clem Labine. Clem has not matched Bob Curley in the strikeout department. He's recorded actually only 1. He got McDougal in the 2nd inning. But he has been very stingy. He's given up only 5 hits. Here's the pitch now coming to Joe Collins. Scoreless tie, and it's low and inside for ball 1. Of the 5 hits, Hank Bauer has 2 of them. Labine is ready. The outfield shaded to the right, and the 1-ball delivery coming to Collins. A curveball pulls it foul down the first baseline. Bounces off the facing, and one of the fans leaning over scoops that one up. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Enos Slaughter is still waiting for the news from Kansas City on the arrival of the expected Slaughter heir or heiress. Herb Heft, one of our statisticians, has already heard. He's become the proud papa of a new baby boy. 1-1 pitch. There's a drive deep in the right center field. Snyder going back. The wind is carrying it. Still backing up near the wall, and he has got it. So Collins puts Snyder back near the curve of the wall to take his long bid for a drive here in the 6th inning, and there's 1 out. Well, Herb Heft's 4th little boy and Walter O'Malley of the Dodgers and myself will have something in common. We will all enjoy the same birthday. It's a rather nice treat by fate. I have to name him Walter Robert Heft. Mickey Mantle is in there, and Labine deals a fastball. There's a broken bat and a ground ball to the right side. Gloved by Gilliam. Fires to first. He's out. Nice play by Junior Gilliam, breaking to his right. Backhanding that ball, righting himself, and firing it over to Hodges for the out. So there's 2 out in the 6th inning. And these 2 fine pitchers today, just as has been the case all through the series, and principally in the last 2 ball games with Larsen and Magley yesterday tagging up in a real doozer. And here today, Sal Magley looking on as the man who did so much to help the Dodgers climb up to the National League pennant is out there in a starting role. The batter's Yogi Berra, and the pitch comes to him, and he lines this one out in the right center field. Duke Snyder breaking to his left, coming over. Carl Frillo going over. Snyder gloves it. Berra starts for second, and here's the throw coming to second, and it's in there for a double. So Yogi Berra slides in safely, beating the throw from Duke Snyder, who cut across beautifully, gloved that ball, and his throw was all in the same motion. So Yogi Berra gets the first extra base hit of this ball game. And the Yankees have a runner at second base. 2 out, and the batter, Enos Slaughter. Enos forced a runner. Yogi Berra in the 2nd inning after Yogi'd single. That's the 2nd hit for Yogi today. He now has 7 hits in 21 times at bat in the series. Slaughter, number 17. The outfield pull to the right. The look to second. The pitch comes. A curve that pops just a little too low for ball 1. Hank Soar, the American League, working back to the plate. Gilliam at second base, backed up 1 step off the edge of the outfield grass. Hodges deep at first. Barra leads away from second. The pitch to Slaughter, a curve that's outside for ball 2. Clem Labine is a little perturbed at himself for not getting that ball over the plate. He's trying to keep it outside to Slaughter, and he got it just a little bit too much outside to catch the strike zone. Playing well off third with his left-hand batter up there. The check of the runner, and the pitch comes to Slaughter. A curveball. He tops a roller foul, racing over to the box seats down there, and fine gentleman scoops his hat over the rail, uses it as a glove, and he's got a souvenir. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike, and Enos Slaughter's the batter, and there's no score. And we are in the 6th inning, and it's the top of the 6th for the Yankees. The wind up high is strong, and it's blowing out towards Bedford Avenue, which means out towards right field or right center. Labine takes his stretch. He checks Barra. The pitch to Slaughter. Fastball. It's inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Clem Labine is in a bit of a jam now. Billy Martin's on deck for the Yankees. Martin has 1 of the 6 hits given up by Clem. Labine ready. Looks to Barra. Here's the kick, and the pitch comes down. A big curve that just missed outside ball 4. So Enos Slaughter's on. That is the first walk given up by Clem Labine. Enos Slaughter is on first. Yogi Berra is on second. And Pee Wee Reese dashes in to have a talk with his pitcher, and he's got him all squared away. And Billy Martin is in there. And Billy's had 5 hits in 18 times at bat prior to today. Now has 6 hits in 19 times at bat. The outfield straight away. Sandy Ambrose in left. Snyder in center. Frollo in right. And the pitch comes. A curve that catches the outside corner and Martin. Strike 1. Boy, you could see that ball come up and then sort of break off. And it broke over the outside corner. Don Larsen goes to work in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Johnny Cooks was warming up in the first inning for the Yankees when Turley started. All right, Labine's ready to kick in the pitch. And there's a fastball popped up the left side. Jackie Robinson racing back, still backpedaling, and he's in foul territory, and he's got it. So Billy Martin fouls out to Jackie Robinson for the 3rd out of the 6th inning. And for the Yankees, no runs. They had 1 hit. There were no Dodger errors, and 2 runners were left on base. And Clem Labine puts out the fire. And at the end of 5 1/2 innings of play, the score, New York Yankees nothing, and the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing. Duke Snider is the big hope of the Dodger fans here today. Duke's quite a citizen. He's a wonderful ball player, a fine family man, and he always looks like the star he is. Well-groomed, clean-shaved. Duke's got one of the meanest beards in the business. He keeps that fresh-shaved look, however, with the Gillette Super Speed Razor. There are 3, the light, regular, and heavy. No matter what your combination of skin and beard, one is specially engineered to give you shaves that are a real credit to you, comfortable, good-looking, and refreshing. The light has moderate blade edge exposure for most younger men and men with sensitive skin. The regular is for average skin and beard. The heavy has greater edge exposure, a bit different balance, and a different feel on your face. Choose your Gillette Super Speed Razor. $1 gets it with Gillette Blue Blade dispenser and useful travel case at a nearby store. the baseball encyclopedia is attached and doesn't cost you a penny extra. In the last of the sixth inning for the Brooklyn Dodgers, they will present the top of the order. And it's Junior Gilliam leading off for Brooklyn, batting from the left side. Gilliam, a switch hitter, has had 2 hits in 19 times at bat. He got a single in the third when Slaughter, coming in for a fly ball, lost it in the sun. But he was thrown out at second when he tried to stretch it into 2. First pitch is inside, too close to the left-hand batter for ball 1. Jim Gilliam standing in there, chokes up on the bat about 4 inches from the end of the handle. The outfield pull to the right. The pitch by Turley, a fastball too close, ball 2. Is about 59, or was when he started today's game, is trying to get himself out of that slump. Fastball inside, ball 3. Gilliam leans away from the pitch. Gilliam is a far better hitter than his average indicates, and he's an ever dangerous hitter. He's a tough man to pitch to. He's walked 5 times in the series so far. All right, Bob Turley looks to Barra. The 3-0 pitch is a fastball for a strike, right down the middle. 3-1 with Gilliam taking. Now Junior takes a look down to Billy Herman coaching at third base. And Jim may level with this one. The 3-1 delivery. It's inside, ball 4. Number 3, given up by Bob Turley. Yogi Berra goes out in front of the plate to say something to Turley. Turley walked Hodges to open the second, but then Ambrose forced him, and he struck out Brillo and Campanella. He walked Robinson in the 4th after 1 was out. Gilliam, a very elusive base runner. And Reese, a very good run and hit or hit and run man, whichever you prefer. Gilliam leads away. Turley checks him. Here's the pitch to Reese. He bunts it up and pops it up, and moving out in front of the plate is Barry's got it. No chance for play on Junior Gilliam. So Reese up there to sacrifice the runner over. Pops out to Yogi Berra. And there's 1 out for the Dodgers in the 6th inning. The Dodgers have but 2 hits, a single by Duke Snider in the 1st inning, and a single by Gilliam on a fly ball hit high in the left field, and Slaughter, moving in, lost it in the sun. But his fine throw on the second base got Gilliam trying to go to second. Well, it's up to the Duke. And many of the hearts of the Brooklyn fans are palpitating a little stronger right now, because the Duke has been a big man. Bob Turley looks to Gilliam at first. 1 out. The runner leads away. The pitch comes to Snider. He takes it. A fastball inside for ball 1. The Dodger Symphony down below in the lower deck in the right field stands has not yet started its usual little chorus, which they play during the regular season to a pitcher opposing the Dodgers who suddenly gets himself in little trouble. All right, Jim Gilliam jumps off to a lead. Joe Collins holds against him. McDougal shaded over near second. The pitch, fastball too high. Inside for ball 2. So Duke Snider is standing in there with a 2-ball count. Yogi Berra takes time to walk out in front of the plate and fire the ball. Rather, he lobs it underhand to Bob Turley. McDougal standing back to second. Andy Carey is backed up from third about 5 steps, and he's shaded over near the hole. Mickey Mantle in right center field. Hank Bauer in right field, and the wind is blowing out towards right field on Bedford Avenue. Bob Turley trying to take his time now with a 2-ball count to Duke Snider. Duke with that closed stance. Holds the bat right on the end. Turley's ready. Checks the run. The pitch comes. Cut on. Foul back. Strike one. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike now to the great Duke. Snyder has 5 hits in 19 times at bat. And that's right up to date. He's got a single a day out of 2. He struck out to become the 5th strikeout for Bob Turley. Turley has a total of 7 so far. He struck out the side in the 5th inning. Got 1 in the 4th. Got 1 in the 3rd. Got 2 in the 2nd and 1 in the 1st. So he's had at least 1 in every inning. Here's the pitch to Snyder. Swings and fouls it back, going into the dugout of the Dodgers. That's an unusual foul. He got the top piece of the ball apparently breaking in on his power. Just skipped off the handle and rolled into the dugout. Duke's trying to get his timing set. And with that modified windup that Turley uses, in which he does not employ any kind of a windup, very similar to that used by Don Larsen yesterday, where the pitcher just stands out there on the mound, pushes his throwing hand against his glove hand, and then rocks off that and pushes the ball through there. Keeps the batter actually from getting himself set. All right, Gilliam is ready. Jumps off to a lead. No score. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Snyder. Takes inside, ball 3. Fastball. So the count is full. The earlier part of the game was rather noticeably quiet because I presume the fans were still carrying over from the great shock of the splendid perfect game pitched by Don Larsen. But as the innings are growing here in a game that the Dodgers must win to continue the World Series, because the mathematics pointed out if the Yankees win it, it's over. Gilliam leads away from first, and here's the payoff pitch. There goes Gilliam. The pitch is high. Ball 4. So the Dodgers have 2 men on, and the batter due up is Jackie Robinson. We pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, a radio network for all America. This is Bob Neal with Bob Wolf in Ebbets Field. And the hurry-up call has gone to the Yankee bullpen, and Johnny Cooks out there starts to throw. The right-hander. Robinson has walked once and lined out to the shortstop, the outfield straightaway. Turley on the mound, looks back to Gilliam at second. Duke Snyder's on at first, and the pitch coming to Robinson. Swung on, a fly ball, hitting the shallow left field. Enos Slaughter coming in, McDougal going out. Slaughter lets McDougal make the catch. So Robinson pops out to Gil McDougal in shallow left field. And there's 2 out. Gil Hodges. Gil walked in the 2nd inning, and he flied to right field in the 4th inning. All right, Hodges is in there. Gil swings over a closed stance. Junior Gilliam is on second. Duke Snyder's on at first. The outfield straight away. Enos Slaughter in left. Mantle in center. Bauer in right. Left side of the infield backed up. Turley checks back to second. A pitch to Hodges. Popped up way high. McDougal drifting back. Carey alongside of him. They're both looking up. McDougal coming in. And Martin there with him. And Martin grabs the ball. Carey, McDougal, and Martin were all together. And Martin finally, not waiting for any further decisions, reaches over and grabs the ball. And Casey Stengel comes off the bench. So Bob Turley, after getting 2 men on with only 1 out, gets Robinson and Hodges, 2 very dangerous batters, to pop out. So for the Yankees in the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, there were no errors. And for the Brooklyn Dodgers, they left 2 men And at the end of the 6th inning, the score, New York Yankees nothing, and the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing.
No more aggravation.
You won't tear out your hair.
See the demonstration of the piggyback spare.
Paper makes $1.95. It's the most.
It's the end.
Why, man alive!
Buy a Papermate.
You'll say it's great when you write with a Papermate pen.
It's piggyback, Jack. Piggyback. You'll get Papermate's built-in spare refill.
Gil McDougall will lead off for the Yankees in the top of the 7th inning. Clem Labine on the mound is ready, and the first pitch to McDougall, a fastball over for a strike. Scoreless ball game. A great pitching performance by Clem Labine and by Bob Turley of the New York Yankees. Labine for the Dodgers is ready, and the one-strike delivery comes to McDougall. It's strike 2 call. He got a nice fastball, bell high on the outside corner. So Clem, who's been working very well with his curve and his slider, pumps 2 fastballs over the outside corner, and he's ahead of the batter. Top of the 7th inning. Yankees have 6 hits. Labine rocks into motion, and the pitch on the way, and McDougall steps out, and time's called. No pitch. McDougall so far today struck out in the 2nd inning, and he flied to left in the 4th inning. He is hitless in 2 times at bat. He had 2 hits and 13 times at bat in the series. He has 2 for 15. Pitch by Labine, outside. He tried to work the corner, missed it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Dodger fans who were moving to the edges of their seats a moment ago have settled back now and are hoping. Labine is ready to work, and the 1-2 delivery is a big soft curve over the outside corner, strike 3 call. Gil McDougall called on in strikes. That makes 5 times that McDougall in the series has gone down via the strikeout route, and that is only the 2nd strikeout for Clem Labine so far today. And McDougall has been both of them. Andy Carey's up now. Andy's hit the ball well in his 2 appearances in both occasions to right field. Pitch comes, swung on, a ground ball left side. Pee Wee Reese lets it bounce. He's got it over to first, and he's out at first. Close play with Pee Wee Reese firing that ball quickly over to first base to Gil Hodges. There's 2 out. So it brings up young Mr. Turley, who has been doing big things on the mound, who has bounced out Labine to Hodges in the 3rd inning, and who popped out to Gil Hodges in the 5th inning, 0 for 2. Labine is ready and rocks and delivers, and there's a strike call. Duke Snyder a few steps over in right center field. Frollo is shallow and right with Sandy Emerson left. Labine is ready, deals a 1-strike pitch, a curve that breaks low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the top of the 7th inning. With the Yankees touching Labine for 6 hits, 1 a double by Yogi Berra, and the Dodgers getting but 2 off Bob Turley. The pitch comes. Ground ball at Labine gloves. He lets Turley run. He tosses it over to Hodges, and that's all. So in the top of the 7th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. And at the end of 6.5 innings of play, the score is the New York Yankees nothing and the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing. Well, certainly Bob Turley's control has been fantastic, and so has Clem Labine's. Labine's only walked 1 man, and Labine's really got it. But the control artist of all time was Christy Mathewson. He reeled off a record 68 straight innings without a walk in 1913. That's just one of the all-time marks listed in the Vest Pocket edition of the official Encyclopedia of Baseball, a 320-page condensation of the big $5.95 volume. That's the accepted authority. And you get this handy book free with the purchase of a Gillette Super Speed Razor at the regular price. It contains the roster records of Major League players, game-by-game summary of every World Series with winning pitchers, home run hitters, diagrams of all big league parks, Hall of Fame, All-Star Game, and much, much more, all completely indexed for easy reference. Now, to get yours, buy a Gillette Super Speed Razor set at the regular price. Razor, Gillette Blue Blade dispenser, travel case, $1. The book comes right with it, absolutely free. You better pick up your copy tonight, though, because the supply is going fast. Well, the Dodgers are finding that time is growing short here in Evansville. And they have finished saluting the president of the Brooklyn Dodgers, Mr. Walter O'Malley, on his birthday. And Sandy Amorous is up there trying to light a big candle on that cake. Pitched by Turley, a fastball too high for ball one. Sandy Amorous, the little man who really was the big man for the Dodgers in the last 3 games of the Pittsburgh Pirates the regular season. He has had 1 hit and 15 times at bat in the series. Bob Turley looks into Yogi Berra. He winds and the pitch comes. There's a foul off the chest protector of Hank Soar. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Umpire Soar says he'd like to take a look at that ball, and he's not the least bit sore. You know, the Encyclopedia of Baseball has a diagram of this park, and you might want to talk it over with your friends during the winter. There's a swing and a drive deep in the right field. If it stays fair, it is foul. So Sandy Amorous, who has flirted with that foul pole over in Yankee Stadium and here in Evansville, just pulls one a shade foul. It would not have gone for a home run, but it might have gone for extra bases. It was lined into right field. So Sandy is standing in there now with 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Bob Turley with the new ball stands in, looks to Yogi Berra. No score. 6 hits for the Yankees, 2 hits for the Dodgers. And we're in the last half of the 7th inning. The pitch coming to Sandy Amorous. A curveball, strike 3. So Turley mixing up that curve with that good fastball gets strikeout number 9. 9 strikeouts for Bob Turley, who has missed only 1 inning in recording a strikeout. That was in the 6th when he walked 2. But his fine pitching got Robinson and Hodges both to pop out. Billy Martin finally had to come over in the 6th inning when McDougal and Carey were playing Alphonse and Gaston. Pitch comes and the fly ball's hitting the right field, and moving out there is Hank Bauer moving in. Billy Martin guiding him, and he takes it for out number 2. So Frillo, not quite getting around in the fastball, pops it out into right field, and Hank Bauer grabs it off. So there's 2 out for the Dodgers, and Roy Campanella, who's had 4 hits in 17 times at bat. He has recorded rather interesting statistics today. He was the 3rd and 7th strikeout recorded by Turley. Now, Campy has 1 double. He has 3 runs batted in. And he has struck out 6 times. He ducks away from a fastball inside. Campanella has a very open stance with that left foot pointed right down that third baseline. The outfield for the Yankees shaded just a few steps to the right, so apparently they're pitching him on the outside. Cooked on a foul. Boy, he chopped one, dropped his bat, and it came bouncing back all the way to the barrier and bounced back out again. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 out. The Dodgers batting in the last half of the 7th inning. And Bob Turley and Clem Labine apparently borrowing a number of those zeros from Don Larsen's performance, have posted a mess of them up there on the scoreboard. The Yankees have had a serious scoring threat when they got Barrett to second with 2 out. The Dodgers have had a scoring threat. Curveball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yogi Berra moves out in front of the plate. Shouts encouragement out to Bob Turley. Yogi apparently thought that curveball looked pretty good. Nobody on, and Roy Campanella is the batter, and the pitch comes to him, and he holds up, and he lines one foul into the box seats down the right field foul line. We've had a number of those check swing jobs with little bloopers coming off of them. Collins hauled one in off the bat of Pee Wee Reese in the 3rd inning. Interesting statistic is the Dodgers have had only 2 hits in the last 17 innings. With the great no-hitter pitched by Don Larsen against them, and the pitching of Bob Turley and giving up only 2 hits. So with this being the do-or-die game for the Dodgers, if they got them stored up, they'll have to come out today. Swings and foul tips, strike 3. So that's strikeout number 10 for Big Bob Turley. And in the 7th inning for the Brooklyn Dodgers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. So at the end of 7 innings of play, the score: Yankees nothing, and the Dodgers nothing.
Look sharp, feel sharp, be sharp and listen, mister. How are you fixed for play?
Do you have plenty?
How are you fixed for play?
You better check.
Please make sure you have enough, 'cause a worn-out blade makes shaving mighty tough. How are you fixed for play?
You better look.
Gillette Blue Blades we need.
The Dodgers moving back out to their positions, and with Bob Turley getting his 10th strikeout, Carl Erskine's 14 strikeouts in 1 game record is certainly in jeopardy. Turley, as we pointed out a few moments ago, has only missed 1 inning in which he has not had a strikeout. He's had 2 in the 7th. He had 3 in the 5th. Had 1 in the 4th. Had 1 in the 3rd. 2 in the 2nd. And 1 in the 1st. And the only inning that he did not strike out, a member of the Dodgers, was in the 6th inning. Clem Labine, in the 7 innings he's worked so far, has given up 6 hits. 2 by Hank Bauer, 2 by Yogi Berra, 1 by Joe Collins, and 1 to Billy Martin. He has struck out 2. He has walked only 1. So his performance has been equally great. So Bauer leads off for the Yankees in the top of the 8th inning. Hank 2 hits out of 3 times at bat. And Clem Labine, who has been working with a strong, big, brave heart, delivers a curve over the outside corner for a strike. Clem Labine is about a 186-pounder. He's ready, and the 1-strike pitch is a fastball low and outside to Hank Bauer for 1 ball, 1 strike. Scoreless ball game, the Yankees and the Dodgers. And each pitch becomes more important because the whole outcome of this game could rest on 1 delivery. Clem, 191-pounder from Lincoln, Rhode Island. 1-1 delivery to Hank Bauer. Soft curve. He misses it for strike 2. Bauer was going to pull that ball right out there in the stands, but it broke away from him. So Hank, who's from Overland Park, Kansas, and who's having himself quite a series, stands in there now. Labine checks in with the 1-2 count, and the pitch comes to him. It's a curveball, strike 3. So Labine not the least bit impressed by Turley's record that goes right on, racking him up on his own. And the batter now is Joe Collins. Collins singled to deep second base, and the shortstop, Pee Wee Reese, went over, knocked the ball down, couldn't get it. Ball went right through the pitcher's legs in the third inning. So Joe Collins, the left-hand batter's in there, right side of the infield for the Dodgers, backs up, and the pitch comes, a curveball that snaps over there for a strike. Labine working very quietly. Collins steps back in. Joe's wearing a shin guard to protect his right shin. The outfield pull of the right pitch. There's a curveball line deep in the right field. That ball is going high out into right field. Bounces off the scoreboard. Grabbed by Frillo. The throw to second coming in. The slide. The tag is not made as the ball bounces away from Pee Wee Reese. And Joe Collins is on second with a two-base hit. Manager Walt Alston is coming out to talk to his great pitcher, Clem Labine. During the regular season, when Alston comes out to the mound, it's a different view that he gets to Labine because Labine is usually down in the bullpen. There is nobody working in the Dodger bullpen at the moment. It is undoubtedly a conference on whether to put Mantle on and pitch to Berra. So this is one of the key moments in the ball game for the hopes of the Dodgers, as Labine must pitch to the switcher and to the belter and to the veteran who's done so well. They're going to put Mantle on. So apparently Labine figures that he'd rather pitch to Berra than pitch to Mantle. Ball two to Mickey Mantle. That will be the second walk given up by Clem Labine today. So the Yankees will have Joe Collins on at second, and Mickey Mantle will stroll down to first after this next pitch. And the bullpen for Brooklyn becomes active as Don Larsen comes out and starts to work. There goes Mantle down to first base. So the most serious scoring threat by the Yankees begins to unfold. The Yankees have 7 hits off Clem Labine. They have Joe Collins on at second, and they have Mickey Mantle on at first, and the batter's Yogi Berra. Berra has 2 hits and 3 times at bat off the offerings of Labine, a single in the second, bounced out second at first in the fourth, and he doubled in the 6th inning. Labine is ready now, looks back to the runners, and the pitch comes to Berra, and he swings and has a fly ball hitting the shallow center field. Duke Snider digging for the ball, still coming, and he grabs it and makes the throw to second base. Snider came all the way in from deep right center field to within about 60 feet back to second base to grab that ball. So we have 2 out for the Yankees. They have 2 men on, and still a very dangerous man up there with the bat is Enos Slaughter. He is forced to runner in the second inning. He flied to center in the fourth, and he walked in the 6th. So he is 0 for 2 today. He now has 7 hits out of 19 times at bat in the series. Collins leads away from second. Mantle from first. And Labine, taking his time now, takes his stretch. Checks back to Collins. A kick, the pitch. A curveball, a ground ball to the right side. Gilliam moves to his left. He's got it. Throws to first. He's out. So Enos Slaughter bounces out, second to first. And in the 8th inning, the Dodgers put off the Yankee threat. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. So the strategy of manager Walt Alston to walk Mickey Mantle pays off. And at the end of 7.5 innings of play, the score remains New York Yankees nothing, and the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing. Bob Turley today has a good fastball, and you know, Milwaukee's Gene Conley has a fastball that really fools the batters. Here he is in a specially recorded message to tell you how he fires it.
How do you do it, Gene?
Well, as you know, I'm 6 foot 8 inches tall, and that helps. I've got a big stride that carries me down on the mound. During my wind-up, my kick and my pitch, I get so much arm and leg motion in it, it crosses the batter up.
Thanks, Gene. Now tell us how you mow them down 1, 2, 3 when you shave.
I spread on shaving cream, take my Gillette razor, and I've got it made.
The Dodger Symphony, as well as the Dodger fans here in Ebbets Field, give a big hand to Clem Labine for his superb demonstration of courage in the 8th inning with 2 men on and 1 out and getting out of the jam. So Labine leads off for the Dodgers, last the 8th. Bob Turley, who's been superb with only 2 hits given up, looks in his modified delivery, and it comes. Swung on. There's a drive deep in the left field. That ball is going over the corner. Slaughter racing over, and he cannot get it. It bounces in the corner. It's a fair ball. There's Labine going to second base. The ball bounced in the corner and then went into the stands for a ground rule double. Standing on second at the moment is the focal point of thousands of eyes here in Ebbets Field, because he's been able to do what no other member of the Dodgers has been able to do against Bob Turley, and that is whack him for an extra base hit. And that drive sort of shook up the Yankee bullpen because they got 2 pitchers going. One on the outside looks like Whitey Ford, and the one on the inside looks like Bob Grimm. Here's Junior Gilliam standing in there. Gilliam has had no hits. Checked that 1 hit and 2 today. He tries to bunt, he fouls it off. Gilliam got a sun-lost single in the 3rd inning, was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Only his 2nd hit in the series. He has 2 hits in 19 official times at bat. He walked in the 6th. He was one of 2 men on base with only 1 out when Robinson and Hodges both popped out. So manager Walt Alston apparently is playing for 1 run, and Andy Carey moves in on the edge of the grass at third base. Collins in close on the edge of the grass at first, ready to charge in if he thinks they're going to bunt. Martin poised to move to first to take the throw. Carey moving in quickly. Here's the pitch to Gilliam. He tries to bunt. He pops it up. Carey digging for it. He can't get it. Foul. Out of play. Andy Carey went digging for that attempted bunt by Jim Gilliam. He popped it up in the air, but it was only about 6 feet high. And Carey, who had to run about a good 60 feet to get to it, gave it everything he had, but it did not have enough height to enable anybody to get under it. The right side of the infield backed up now for the Yankees. Carey still in close at third. Turley's ready, looks back to Labine, and the pitch comes, and he swings and misses. Strike 3. Superb pitching by Bob Turley, who gets his 11th strikeout. He released the batter. The runner at second, Labine, leads away. The pitch comes to Pee Wee. He slices a fly ball into right center field. Mickey Mantle with his glasses down, moving under it. He has it. Labine holds at second. So Turley, who served up a double to the leadoff batter, Clem Labine, has disposed of Gilliam, and he gets rid of Reese. And he has 2 out with a runner at second base. And the batter is Duke Snyder. The Duke is going to have to wait a while because manager Casey Stengel, making his first appearance, he was going around like a carousel in the first 2 games here in Ebbets Field. He popped out of there quicker than a jack-in-the-box and changed more pitches than you usually find in the whole season. He's out there now to talk to Bob Turley. And Turley, who has struck out 11, gets Jim Gilliam at a most inopportune time for Mr. Gilliam, most opportune for Mr. Turley. Turley, Barra, and Casey Stengel all chatting with Clem Labine sitting on second base now. Umpire Larry Knapp chatting with him along with Gil McDougall. So the Duke is the man that's on the lips of every Dodger fan as he steps in now. The conference is broken up. Apparently, they're going to put him on. They are not going to pitch to him. Ball one outside. So that is walk number 4 given up by Bob Turley. The strategy being, with that strong breeze blowing out the direction of Bedford Avenue to right center field, not to give Mr. Snyder a chance to get a hold of that ball. And it's going to be Jackie Robinson scheduled up next for the Dodgers. Jackie, an ever dangerous man with a wood. Ball 3 now to Duke Snyder, and ball 4, and the Duke walks with an intentional pass. So apparently the Yankee manager has the same respect for Duke Snyder that the Dodger manager has for Mickey Mantle. Because if you recall, in the Yankee half of the 8th inning, after 1 out with Joe Collins on second, they walked Mantle to get to Barra and Slaughter. The strategy paid off in that case. Now Casey Stengel elects to walk Snyder to pitch to Robinson with 2 out, 2 on. In the last half of the 8th inning, a scoreless ball game. Jackie Robinson, who has had 5 hits and 17 times at bat prior to today, who today, on his first time up, lined the ball that was grabbed by Gil McDougall, who walked in the 4th and who popped to the shortstop in the 6th inning, is up there for the second time today with an opportunity to drive in a run. 2 out, 2 on. Turley delivers, and there's a swing and a popper. And moving back for it is Andy Carey, the third baseman. Gil McDougall alongside him, and Carey makes the catch. So in the 8th inning, for the Brooklyn Dodgers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. And the strategy pays off for Casey Stengel as they walk Snyder to pitch to Robinson, and he pops out. So at the end of 8 full innings of play, the score, New York Yankees nothing, the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing.
Do you really want a decent shave? Do you really want a decent shave? Then shave to left, with the blade and the razor bite to left, shave to left.
Clem Labine, who got himself to second and who had to stay there, is now back out there on the mound. And in the top of the 9th inning for the New York Yankees, we will have Martin, McDougall, and Carey. The World Series, which has had so many thrills so far, with a big climax yesterday, with a perfect game pitched by Don Larsen, has another real squeaker going on here today. Billy Martin is in there, right-hand batter. Clem Labine, the right-hander, delivers, and there's a fastball that's thrown outside for ball 1. Robinson, a little perturbed with himself at third base. Kicks the dirt around a little. Labine is ready, and the pitch comes, and there's a ground ball, slow tap. Robinson moves to his left. He fires it across the Hodges. He's out at first. So Jackie Robinson on a slow roller hit just to the left of the mound, moves over, grabs it, and fires it over to Hodges for out number 1 in the top of the 9th inning. So there's 1 out for New York, and Gil McDougall moves in. McDougall struck out in the 2nd. He flied to left in the 4th. He was called out on strikes in the 7th inning. So he's 0 for 3 today. And he has 2 hits in 16 times at bat in the series. Clem Labine is ready and feeds a big curve for a strike. McDougall, studying the trajectory of that curve, doesn't quite agree with the engineering principle, but he's back in there. Top of the 9th inning, 1 strike, no score. Labine is ready and feeds the 1-strike delivery, a curve that's low and outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. again prevails with the Yankees at bat in the ninth inning. The Dodger fans hoping against hope that nothing's going to happen until their beloved Dodgers get to bat in the last half of the ninth inning. The outfield straight away. Robinson poised, 2 steps off the edge of the grass. The pitch comes to McDougal, a strike call, a curveball. It snaps over the outside corner again. Labine has an incredible curveball. And as we mentioned much earlier in the game, Clem has the extreme outer joint of his index finger in his pitching hand toes in as a result of a break which did not heal correctly, and it gives him added curvature on the pitch. Curveball, strike 3. Strikeout department for Clem Labine. Bob Turley, who's working for the Yankees, has struck out 11. So Andy Carey has to be disposed with here in the top of the ninth inning. Carey has flied to right field twice, bounced out short to first. The pitch by Labine, a curveball, strike call. Seen some exciting curveball pitching in this series. Magley, Larsen yesterday, Labine with that good curve, Whitey Ford. Curveball, a slow tap, right back, bounces off Labine's leg. There's Curry swinging first, and goal. He's out. That ball bounced off the glove of Clem Labine, rolled over about 5 feet away from him. He recovered in time to peg it to first to get him. So the play goes 1-3, and in the top of the ninth inning, for the Yankees, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. And at the end of 8.5 innings to play, the score is the New York Yankees 0 and the Brooklyn Dodgers 0. Well, you can feel it in the air right here, and I trust that you can hear it, because Brooklyn fans are rattling around. And this, apparently to the Brooklyn rooters, not only is the first game the second game, but this is all the games of the World Series. This is the inning that they feel that the Dodgers have got to do it. Manager Walt Alston up on the top of the dugout looks to Clem Labine, and he's chatting with him, apparently asking him if he's tired out a little or whether he wants to have Don Besson start pumping in that bullpen. Labine looking out. They're watching Turley's delivery very carefully. So Gil Hodges is going to be the big man to lead it off in the last half of the ninth inning as the Dodgers try to break a scoreless tie and to pull this one out of the fire. Now you'll notice the fans waking now here in the ninth inning with the pro-Dodger fans here in Evans Field. Turley has been very stingy in the base hit department. He gave up a single to Strider in the first inning, a single to Gilliam in the third, a double to Labine in the 8th inning, a total of 3 hits, and he has struck out 11. Gil Hodges is in there. Gil so far has walked, slide to right, and popped to the second baseman. The pitch coming, takes, and it's inside for ball 1. Fastball. Hodges holding up on it. Turley has been getting these right-handers on that fastball in on the handle. If you recall the 6th inning when the Dodgers had 2 on, they got Robinson and Hodges both to pop out. A curve over the outside corner for strike. So Bob Turley moving that ball around. Moves it inside, then moves it on the outside corner, and he evens the count at 1-1. The last of the ninth inning, and the Dodgers trying to grab it here. Hodges steps out for a moment. It's interesting that both right-handers using this modified pitching delivery have handcuffed the Dodgers. A fastball that's inside too close, and Hodges backs off 2 steps. Ball 2. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. There is no activity at the moment in the Yankee bullpen. In the 8th inning, Whitey Ford and Bob Grimm were pumping. Mantle is deep in left center. Slaughter's back near the wall in left. The fastball outside. Ball 3. 3-1 now to Gil Hodges in the last half of the 9th inning. Scoreless ball game with the Dodgers trying to come up. Hodges takes a flash down to Billy Herman, coaching at third. infield, pulls his cap down, steps back in, a closed stance. Turley looks into Barra. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Swing. Just to our left. Missed us by about a half an inch. So the count is 3-2. There's a little window here where the screen has been removed, and that little ball just came in. All right, Turley with the payoff pitch. Swung on a ground ball, hit off the glove of Turley. He's racing over, recovers it, throws to first, and out at first. And a very close play. Hodges broke his bat, smashed one right back at the mound. It glanced off the glove of Turley, went back to the mound. While Hodges was streaming for first, Turley was streaming after the ball, and he got it and fired over a fastball to Joe Collins and got Gil Hodges by an eyelash at first base. So in the last half of the ninth inning, there's one out as Turley throws out Hodges. And the batter now is Sandy Ambrose. Sandy's been called on strikes. He has popped out to the third baseman, and he forced a runner, a left-hand batter, the outfield pull to the right. Don Larsen goes to work in the bullpen for the Dodgers. The pitch coming to Ambrose takes a fastball that's high and outside for ball one. Last half of the ninth inning, scoreless ball game. The Yankees 7. The Dodgers have 3 hits. The Yankees 7 hits and the Dodgers 3 hits, and neither team able to touch home plate. The outfield pull to the right. The pitch to Ambrose, a fastball that's inside for ball 2. So Sandy, with that good power, looks down to Billy Herman. Scoreless ball game, with Labine being nicked for 7 hits, and the Dodgers getting only 3 hits, one a double by Clem Labine off the offerings of Bob Turley. Turley looks in again to his catcher Barra. The pitch to Ambrose, a fastball outside, ball 3. So with one out in the last half of the ninth inning, Sandy Ambrose stands in there with a 3-ball count. Sandy stands deep in the box, feet fairly close together, slightly open stance. Right side of the infield for the Yankees, playing back with Billy Barton one step off the edge of the outfield grass at second. Collins guarding the line at first. And here's the 3-0 pitch, and no pitch made as Sandy steps out, and umpire Hank Storr walks with him. Dodger fans hoping. 3-0 now, the 3-0 count. And it's ball 4, and Ambrose walks in the ninth inning. So Sandy Ambrose is on at first. That is walk number 5. Given up by Bob Turley. Don Besson working in the Dodger bullpen. The batter is Carl Frollo. Carl struck out twice and flied to right. He's hitless and 3 times at bat. Bob Turley looks to Sandy Ambrose, who leads away, and the pitch to Frollo, fastball inside for ball 1. The Dodgers trying to come up with a run here in the last half of the ninth inning and win this ball game. No score. The Dodgers have not been able to get a runner to third base today. They've had some scoring opportunities in the 6th inning. They got 2 men on with only 1 out. Labine opened the 8th with a double and nobody out. And then Gilliam struck out. Reese popped to Snyder. Check that, popped to Mantle. And Snyder was walked to pitch to Robinson. Here's the 1-ball pitch to Frollo. Swings and has a drive deep in the left field. He has Snyder going back. He's got room for it, and he makes the catch. So Sandy Ambrose, who was all the way to second, hustles back to first. Frollo gave that ball a good ride, but caught by Enos Slaughter in left field. So there's 2 out, and it's now up to Roy Campanella. And the only thing preventing this game from going into extra innings at the moment is the possibility of Roy Campanella coming through. Campy is standing in there. Casey Stengel comes out to take a look, make sure that everything's all squared away. Don Larsen still working the Dodger bullpen. Nobody working the Yankee bullpen. Outfield straight away. Campanella looking for his first hit today. Struck out 3 times. The pitch by Turley. Swings on this one. Fouls it over the top of the roof. Way out in left field. So Campy, who has not been happy with his 3 strikeouts, which added to his 4 prior to today, gives him 7 strikeouts in the series. Love to get a hold of one. Campanella, hitting .267 in the series starting today, had 1 double and 3 RBIs. Number 39, Roy Campanella standing in. Sandy Ambrose leads away from first. Collins holds against him, 2 out. And here's the 1-strike pitch. And he swings and he pops one out into center field. Mickey Mantle coming hard for it. He's got the range and he's got it for the final out here in the 9th inning for the Dodgers at least. And so at the end of 9 full innings of play, the score is the New York Yankees nothing and the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing. Pitching of Bob Turley has truly been magnificent, and the same must be said of the pitching of Clem Labine. Both of these fellas, Labine, who was the workhorse of the Dodger staff during the regular season, was expected to be very stingy. Turley, who was one of 2 possibilities for the Yankees, has been tremendously stingy, giving up only 3 hits. So we're ready now to move into the top of the 10th inning, and the New York Yankees will send up Bob Turley, or at least he's scheduled to bat first, Hank Bauer, and then Joe Collins. And Clem Labine will continue to do the pitching out there for the Brooklyn Dodgers, with the top of the 10th inning presenting itself here in the truly big game of the World Series, because it's big from the standpoint if the Yankees win it, the World Series is over. And the Dodgers must win it to keep it going. So Turley gets a fine hand as he moves in, and moving in to bring you the top of the 10th inning, Bob Wolf.
Thank you, Bob Neal. Well, before the ball game, all the reporters nothing more can happen. But they were wrong because it's happening today. Swing and a miss. And it's strike 1 to Turley. Bob Turley is 0 for 3. Clem Labine ready. Here it comes. And the pitch is low. 1-1 to Turley. After speaking about that tremendous performance by Larsen in yesterday's game, it was hard to conceive of a situation today which could come back with the force of this one. The 1-1 pitch is fouled back. And the count now is 2 strikes and a ball to Turley. But here in this game, something is happening for the first time in World Series history. More to say about that in just a moment or so. 2 strikes and a ball. A curve comes over for a called strike 3, and Turley is out. Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, the radio network for all America. With 1 out on the top of the 10th, the batter is Hank Bauer. And the first pitch comes in low for a ball. Bauer is hit safely his first 2 times up, then fly to left, and he went down swinging in the 8th inning. Here's the next pitch, and there's a ground ball going at the Pee Wee race. The throw over to first base for the out. So Bauer is out number 2. And as I was saying just a moment ago, after a check in the Encyclopedia of Baseball, this is the first time in World Series history that a 0-0 game has gone into extra innings.
It's never happened before. Coming up with 2 away in the top of the 10th is Joe Collins, who has 2 hits, 2 for 4. He doubled last time up off the scoreboard in right. So Collins steps in. Clem Labine is on the mound. The right-hander starts the windup. Here's the pitch, and it's low. There have been only 13 the previous games won by a 1-0 score. The last was won by Rashi over the Phils Constanti back in 1950. And this one is knotted with no score in the 10th and 2 away. Count ball 1. The pitch. There's a ground ball. Gilliam moves to his left, comes up with it, throws to first base. Collins is out. 3 up and 3 down on the top of the 10th inning with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And the score at the middle of the 10th inning remains the Yanks nothing and the Brooklyn Dodgers nothing. This is the first time we've had extra innings since the Giants beat the Indians in 10 innings in the 1954 opener. Remember that series? You find the game summary of every World Series in the Best Pocket edition of the official Encyclopedia of Baseball. This is a 320-page digest of the Big Standard Authority, which sells for $5.95. It's yours free when you buy a Gillette Super Speed Razor at the regular price. In this book, you find the Major League roster, nicknames, birth dates, birthplaces, how they bat and throw, all-star game history, complete records of Hall of Fame members, all-time league leaders and record holders, diagrams of playing areas and seating arrangements of big league parks, all conveniently indexed. Just buy the Gillette Super Speed Razor, light, regular, or heavy, that matches your combination of skin and beard. As a World Series special, you get razor, Gillette Blue Blade dispenser, travel case, and the valuable Encyclopedia of Baseball, all for the price of the razor set alone, $1. The applause is for Clem Labine, who is coming up here in this home 10th of a scoreless ball game. Labine, after striking out his first 2 times up, smashed one out to left field just inside the line, which hopped off into the seats there for a ground rule double in his last appearance at the plate. That was back in the 8th inning. And now Bob Turley is all set to pitch here in this home 10th, and there's no score. The Yankees have 7 hits so far, and the Brooklyn Dodgers have 3. Labine steps in, right-handed batter. And Turley delivers the first pitch. There's a pop-up behind second base in a short center. Martin's going back, calling for it, and has it. This Billy Martin really has been ranging around this afternoon, going out and back and sideways. As a matter of fact, back in the 6th inning, he even went over into the third base sector to pull in a pop-up off the bat of Gil Hodges. So here's a fellow who really likes to make sure that somebody grabs him, and it's usually Billy. Jim Gilliam, and the pitch comes in wide for a ball. Gilliam has 1 for 3, and he's also walked. He sent that ball, which dropped in front of Slaughter in the Sunfield back in the 3rd, was out trying to stretch it to 2. He takes inside, and the count now, ball 2 to Jim Gilliam, with 1 out in the home 10th and no score in the ball game. And the crowd really getting a treat out of a tremendous afternoon of baseball. Each game of this series seems to have built up to even a greater climax. And today is no exception in extra innings. The pitch is wide, and the count now to Gilliam is ball 3. Yesterday, Larsen, with his perfect game, struck out 7. And today, Turley has struck out 11 so far. They were included in the same deal coming to the New York Yankees. Here's the pitch, and it's inside on 4 pitches. Gilliam draws the walk, putting a man on first with 1 out, and bringing up Pee Wee Reese. Pee Wee struck out. Been up 4 times so far. He is 0 for 4. Hit 1 ball up out of the infield. That was a fly out last time up to Mickey Mantle. So Reese steps in with 1 out, 1 on. The Yankees set up for that possible double play. Shirley looks in, gets the sign from Berra. Carey is moved in at third base, just off the grass. Here comes the pitch, and it's wide.
2 ball. Out partway toward the mound, rubbing it up. Now flips it back out to Bob Turley. Andy Carey shouts something into his pitcher. McDougal and Martin set up a double play depth. And over at first base, Collins is keeping Gilliam close to the bag with no scoring here in this home 10th. Now we're set once again. Ball 1 the count. Here's the pitch, and it's over for a called strike. To Pee Wee Reese with 1 out, 1 on. And a throw over to first base, and Gilliam gets back to the bag. Count 1-1, Reese waiting. Turley delivers, and there's a bunt. It's spinning out to the pitcher, who makes the throw to first base for the out. Carey came in, and Turley broke toward the line. Turley came up with the ball and fired the ball over to first base to Joe Collins for the sacrifice out, as Gilliam moved to second base. So Reese is out. That was a bunt which had a lot of backspin on it, and it was a tough play for Turley to make. Carey yielded to Turley, who came up with the ball on the sacrifice out. So Gilliam is in scoring position on second, and Duke Snyder is coming up. Snyder is singled. He struck out. He has walked twice, the last time intentional, and this will be the same treatment. They'll put the Duke on first base. Another intentional walk. The last time that this happened, Jackie Robinson came up in a similar situation with men on first and second, and Jackie popped up to the third baseman to end the inning. So Snyder's being put on first with Gilliam on second and 2 outs in the home 10. Just check the Encyclopedia of Baseball and see that this is the second time that a ball game has gone into the extra innings with no score. The other time taking place October 8th, 1913, as the Giants beat the A's 3-0 in 10 innings. Well, there's the walk. As Snyder goes to first base, the 8th walk of Turley, 2 have been intentional. And Jackie Robinson, who was lined out, has walked and has popped up his last 2 times, comes up. Robinson is up there with a chance now to bring in what would be the first and only needed one of this game, as he steps in to face Turley with Gilliam on second. That's the one that counts. Snyder is on first, and threw away in the home 10. And of course the crowd senses this tremendous situation here. Robinson in and waiting, batting in a cleanup spot. There's the stretch and the pause by Turley. And here comes the pitch, and it's fouled back for strike 1. Strike 1 to Jackie Robinson. The infield finds Gil McDougal moving over more toward the hole. Paul Robinson, who pulls that ball. And so that means that Gilliam on second base has a pretty good territory to roam off the bag. Bob Grimm is now warming up in the bullpen for the New York Yankees. But the full spotlight is focused on Robinson at the plate, looking out to the mound. And the count, strike 1. Gilliam on second, 2 away, Snyder on first. The outfield is playing deep and pulled around toward left. The stretch and the pause by Turley. A look back toward second. Here comes the pitch, and it comes in wide. And the count now is 1-1 to Jackie Robinson. Billy Martin ran over to second base, trying to bluff Gilliam back to the bag there, but there was no throw made. Slaughter's playing far back there in left field, and Mantle over in left center. Carey has moved over closer to the line, and Turley back off the mound for the moment. Now the right-hander is ready. The count is 1-1.
Gilliam, hands on hips, leads off second base. A little further now. Turley looks back. Robinson waits. Here comes the pitch. And there goes a line drive to left field. Swan is after it. He leaps it over his head against the wall. Here comes Gilliam scoring. Brooklyn wins. Jackie Robinson is being pummeled by his teammates, congratulated as he lined one out to left field. Swanner leaped for the ball. It was over his outstretched glove, out up against that left field wall. Gilliam scored from second base. And the Brooklyn Dodgers win here in this home tent with a tremendous demonstration here as Jackie Robinson rose to the challenge. As you know, in the eighth inning, the same challenge, and he popped up, but this time, after the intentional walk to Duke Snyder, Robinson came through, lacing one out to left field. Gilliam scored, and that's it in the ball game. So here in this home tent, one big run, the only run needed, and the Dodgers certainly gave their home folks a run for their money, you might say. One run, there was one hit, no errors, and there were two men left on base. So that's the story. It's a thrilling climax here in an extra inning game. Now let's take a look at the final score. For the Brooklyn Dodgers, one run, four hits, no errors. The New York Yankees, no runs, seven hits, no errors. In just a moment, Bill Corum will review the highlights of today's game for you.
Girls, if they played off for a World Series winner among permanent waves, you can bet it would be Bobby. New Bobby, the special permanent for casual hairstyles. The only permanent with special casual pin curlers, specially designed to give softer waves than rod curlers, yet stronger waves than metal pins. Bobby's casual pin curlers are shaped to hold tight, curved to feel right, sized for ease beyond compare, made of plastic to protect your hair, colored pink so they're pretty to wear. Only Bobby's got them. And Bobby's the easiest of permanents. No separate neutralizer. Bobby's casual pin curlers, Breeze Fresh Lotion. That's all you need for casual curls, soft right away, yet strong casual curls in to stay. Remember, for your casual hairstyle, pick the winner. New Bobby, the pin curl permanent, with special casual pin curlers.
In came Gilliam, and here comes William. Corum, that is, and wasn't this one a honey? One of the finest World Series ball games anybody ever saw, with two tremendous pitchers out there this afternoon. Big bullet Bob Charlie fireballing the ball all the way until Jackie Robinson broke it up with a line drive over old country boy Slaughter's head in left field that scored Gilliam with the winning and only run of the ball game. Not since old Stubblebeard Burley Grimes pitched a shutout here at Ebbets Field has anybody pitched a shutout in the World Series, and that was way back yonder in 1920. And Grimes, some of you will remember, was not only a great pitcher in those years and all the years in baseball, but one of the spitball pitchers, which we don't have around anymore. Not legally, that is. Well, anyhow, both Charlie and the hero of the ball game, of course, Clem Labine from up Rhode Island way, Lincoln, Rhode Island to be exact, were just wonderful pitchers. Of course, nothing will top the thing that Don Larsen did yesterday in the stadium, but this was in some respects a tenser ball game. Of course, that was close enough too, but these two clubs were both in it all the way until Robbie finally broke it up, and of course, Jack Robinson is one of the great competitors of baseball. They had got him in the eighth inning. It just didn't figure that he was going to go up there over and over and over and pop out with a chance to win a ball game. He's too fine a competitor and always has been since he came into the game. The Dodgers, however, with Turley's great pitching, were all but on the plane to Japan. They're going as soon as this series is over, and if the weather holds, that surely will be tomorrow. And had they lost today, they would have left tomorrow around noon for Hawaii and Japan. And I guess would have been glad to get out of town, but not now. They're not, because this series is very much still wide open, and no doubt it will be Big Don Newcomb, who failed here before, but still won 27 games during the season, and you don't do that with a Ouija board. And undoubtedly he will pitch for the Dodgers tomorrow, who seem to have a knack of beating the Yankees on this field. They just keep right on doing it over and over, as they did last season. And so again, we come back to the same pattern as last year. And if it holds, of course, then the Yankees will get back what they rightfully think is their own. After all, they won 16 World Championships and 22 pennants, and Casey has won 5 out of 6 as of up to now, and as I said, is very much in this one, and they, the Yanks, always a tough team, and the Dodgers a tough team. Don't forget, 2 great ball teams fighting it out here in a World Series that has taken on great luster since 2 rather slipshod games started it off here at Ebbets Field last week. So there it is, 3-3, and the blue chip still in the middle of the board tomorrow. As Duke Snyder said yesterday or day before, I forget when, I was chatting with him. He said, well, we play 4 games, he says, to get the money in, and then we play 3 games to find out who'll get the biggest part of it. Well, we'll find out tomorrow which players will, and whichever team does, the other certainly won't be disgraced any more than happened last year when Johnny Podres pitched such beautiful ball for the Dodgers, won 2 games, and carried them to their first World Championship. They're still the old pros, the Dodgers, still tough. 9 old men fighting it out, as I said, and they're far from beaten, and if Newcomb can have a good game, since they do win here in their own park with great regularity in World Series and at other times too, they will certainly hold a slight edge. I assume it will be either Johnny Cooks or Stengel's ace left-hander, Whitey Ford, who didn't fare so well here, who hasn't fared so well here in 2 tries, but it must be one or the other tomorrow. First of all, however, I do want to say once more, so that we pay respect to the victors as to the vanquished as well as the victors, you never saw a finer ball game than Big Bob Turley from Troy, Illinois, pitched here this afternoon. And, of course, he was matched in heart and courage, although he didn't give as many hits, by the winner, Clem Labine, a great pitcher. Our thanks to our statisticians, Frank Zazullo and Herb Hepp. Our engineers, Giff Camel and Ed King. This broadcast was produced under the supervision of Art Gleason, Director of Sports for the Mutual Broadcasting System. So, fans, what a series this is turning out to be, right down to the 7th game again. Remember, we'll be back on the air tomorrow at 12:45 Eastern Daylight Time to report the 7th game of the 1956 World Series. Until then, this is Bill Corum saying smooth sailing, smooth shaving, and good afternoon for the Gillette Safety Razor Company.